Why is there a gap between what people say, what we all say we intend to do, what we should do, what we know we want to do, what we know we should do, what will get us to achieve a little goal, a good goal, a great goal? What is the difference or that gap between what we intend to do, what we want to do, and actually doing it? Well, when it's natural, when it's second nature, when it's not hard. But the thing is, you have to try something once and then do it again and then do it again. And usually when we're babies, we try something, we either, ooh, don't like it or we like it. But usually if our moms and dads or whoever keep giving us the same thing, we get used to it and we like it. So we have to do something deliberately. And I'm always talking about, well, habits are second nature, not thought of at all, or barely a thought. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this. Maybe that much thought. But habits are easy because there are habits by their very definition. It's something you automatically do. You're on autopilot. But here's the thing you do have to do something deliberately, a deliberate action. You have to take action. Now, I'm always also saying, yes, discipline and sheer willpower alone never works. It just doesn't, unless you're in the military and you're forced. But then again, there's a cause and effect. But we can go on with that. That's another subject. Yes, there is discipline. There's discipline at school. There's discipline from our parents. There's discipline that we have to give. It's not easy, but when we're forced, it's easier to be forced than to force yourself. That's what I'm talking about, the self-discipline. I have had so many clients over the years, not coaching clients, but personal training clients. And then in PR, like listen to a new idea and now coaching clients. And discipline is the hardest thing to keep up. It's like, well, I just got to do it. And willpower alone, I'm saying alone, doesn't do it. Your own self inspiration, when you decide to do it and then you take action, that willpower, yes, like Diane Nyad. I just saw the movie a few weeks ago, so she's on my mind. Yes, the willpower to get something done, the willpower to take action. But willpower alone doesn't make you take the action, is what I'm saying. Once you have that will, because you have your why, and then you know you have the power, and then you take action, that's it. Doing something deliberate because you have your why, that willpower, yes, and then you do it. So, how do we close that gap from intending to do something, we having an intention to do something, a desire to do something. We even have the knowledge of how to get it done. Let's just go there because it's easy. A diet, for example, or a program like that. Okay, we know what we should do. We can look at this diet, this diet, this diet plan. They all work if you do them. Some are better than others. Many are better than others. I'm not talking about the quality of the plan or the diet or anything like that or the program. I'm talking about they all work if you do them. They all get a result, I should say, whether a good or bad result. Okay. So you may know how to do something and what to do and your why, but you, meaning the royal you, we still fail to take action. That's the gap. You can try it for a little bit, but in a way that's not sustainable. So, what is sustainable when it's natural, when it's not forced, and when it becomes the natural part of who you are and what you do, and what you do deliberately, and that becomes a habit, what you do naturally, consistently, all the time, at certain situations or daily, those are habits. And your habitual way of thinking. That's closing the gap. You don't need self discipline when it's just natural. So we function from our habitual way of thinking. We all do, our default programming, what's been conditioned in us. And why? Well, because it's automatic. We're on automatic pilot. It's effortless. That's why it's easy. Like waiting at a restaurant for your meal, and then they bring that bread. We all know the psychology. It takes discipline not to touch that bread or to tell them to take the bread back. You're waiting so long that, okay, you uncover it and everybody's going for the warm bread. It's a habitual thing. Restaurant owners know that. Put some on there. That's why barkeepers always put peanuts and salted, dry roasted peanuts or nuts so that you get thirsty and order more drinks. It's the habit of just, it's in front of me. That's our habit, unless it's not. So you can train yourself to like, that doesn't affect you because it's your habit to do something else, maybe talk. Some people now look at their phone, engage and talk, whatever. You form a habit. Many of my clients in the past, they formed the habitual process or system of no bread, please. And it was easy. It wasn't discipline. It's like no bread, please. It just became automatic. They also formed the habit of going online. If they knew where they were going to go eat, it was just boom. It's habitual. It's a habit store, habitual way of thinking. I'm going to go online and see what the menu is. And then I know how to order. So they're not like, oh, everybody's rushed. Everybody's waiting for me, kind of trying to decide what to eat. You already know what you're going to eat. I mean, you can change your mind a little bit, but you know the good choices. So it's not hard, it's effortless. When it becomes effortless, when it becomes a habit, it's easy. It's not a big deal. Again, I'm just talking about diet, but that's in anything, and how you manage your day and how you manage your time and how you handle a situation with your kids and how it's a habit to do this with your colleagues at work. When you make something effortless and easy and not a big deal, then it's not. And it's a habit and your habitual way of thinking. So when something's a habit, in other words, when I say it's easy, it's emotionless. It's not an emotional thing, a hard emotion. In fact, I help my clients make it a celebratory positive thing, not false. I think the phrase is toxic positivity, not a false affirmation. I always say, click your heel 3 times, positive affirmation that you don't truly believe. No, when you're going to start to take an action, a deliberate action, I have my clients celebrate, even if it's just a little low key celebrate, because some people are like, oh, this is ridiculous, or I'm not used to doing this, but get in the habit of, I'm about to do this. And then you just naturally smile, or I'm about to do this, even if it's a little cynical, but then they break into smile. It's like, yes, they get in the habit of, yay, even if they don't really believe, like, yay, I'm about to do this. Then they get in a good mood. It kind of neutralizes it. Yay, I'm about to do this. Yay, I'm about to put my shoes on and go work out. Yay, I'm about to make that phone call. Yay, I'm about to get on, follow my Google Calendar and work for 1 hour on this. Yay, yay, yay. I'm starting to. You declare it out loud and you celebrate it. I'm starting to do this. And then when it becomes a habit, you don't have to always do it that loudly if you're at work, but why not? I mean, but it's like, yay, I'm about to start this, and then it becomes a habit of even just thinking it, celebrating it, and your brain prepares and celebrates with you. And it puts you in that mindset and you're taking action. And then while you're taking action, I'm doing this. And then afterwards, done, did it. Yay, I did it. Yay, wonderful. I mean, you can do it low key, high key, but declare it because your brain then goes, yes, I'm about to start it. Yes, you can do this. You're doing this. I'm doing this. Yes, you are. You're capable. You're doing it. I did it. Got it. You're capable. You're doing it. Goes to the next step, goes to the next step. You'll do it again until it becomes a habit. And then you just automatically think, yeah, I'm doing this. So habits come to us immediately. We don't have to force it, but you do in the beginning have to take a deliberate action. And that by celebrating and with other support, that's what I help people with. It becomes that you're not emotional about it, that it's not a struggle. It's unconscious. It's impulsive. To do good habits is impulsive, just as the bad habits is impulsive. It's an impulse to grab that bread when it comes down. I'm just using that because it's a normal thing. Just went out to dinner the other night. It's a normal thing. The bread comes. It's impulsive. We act on our impulses. So just as you act on your impulse of mindlessly eating or emotionally eating or getting distracted by social media when you should be working or procrastinating, just as you act on an impulse for the stuff you don't want to do, you act on an impulse for the stuff you do want to do. You can make it a habit. So to turn this around again, I'm wrapping this up. You have to do something deliberately, something that is deliberate. Love that word right now. Like making a list and checking it twice. Santa is deliberate. Like preparing our lunch and taking it to work instead of being at work and going to the cafeteria and seeing what they have. No, you are taking an action deliberately. Or deliberately, you plan ahead and you see what the cafeteria is going to have all week. Or like looking up the menu online, like I said before, or whatever tiny habit that you can start that supports what it is you want to achieve. The tiny, not the big habit, but the tiny habit to follow that nutritional plan if you want, to follow that intermittent fasting, take a deliberate action to prepare. Make it a habit, make it a habit, make it a habit to celebrate as well. Because when you then you rationalize it at first. Why am I doing this? Of course, your why, your how. And then you don't have to rationalize it anymore when it becomes a habit. So I invite you to think of what you want to establish now, a tiny habit. Choose what you can do right now, what is possible, not a big deal, what you can do. And then it's small and it's progressive. You build on that. We call it habit stacking. I used to call it habit chaining. I still do. You chain it to something you already do. That's habit chaining. But you can progress when you start small because habits are what are the easiest. Habits are easy. They're effortless. It's what feels good. And when it feels good, your brain interprets that as safe. Our brains are always just trying to help us survive and thrive. What is safe? What feels comfortable? So when it becomes a habit, it feels safe and it feels good. It just neutralized, it feels safe. Even better, it feels good. Okay, so at the very least, it feels safe and when it's a habit. And the very best, it feels good. All right, so 3 takeaways today. Think about what you want to create and what tiny step you can take that you will. 2, take that deliberate step to support what it is you want. Support. Take a deliberate, intentional action. Not by discipline, but just do what you can do. Take that action. 3, celebrate it as you're starting to take that action, while you're taking that action, and after you've completed that action. I'm going to add a little bonus step. DM me or go to my website, Ronnie, RONNIELO, lifecoach.com. Ronnie Low Life Coach. Peruse it. Check out some of the testimonials in there, some of the videos, and then submit a form and let's have a chat. So 4 steps, okay? What you can do, take an action. First, decide what you're going to do. What you can do, take an action. Get a hold of me and let's have a chat. Deliberate action. Let's make it a habit. So it's effortless, easy, and good. And it's what you want and will get you to where you want to be and what you want. All right, have a fabulous rest of your day or night. Ciao. Yay.